Hello, and as always, thank you guys for tuning in to the adventures of D-Webb Enterprises LLC. Today is Thursday, August 5th, 2021, and for those of you that aren't huge NFL fans and may not know this, basically I'm really hyped for today because it's the Hall of Fame preseason game for the NFL. That means it's the very first preseason game of the season, and it's not hosted on anybody's home stadium. What it is the NFL Hall of Fame is out in Canton, Ohio, and what they'll do is they host the first preseason game of the year out there, and it's usually between two teams that have like players going into the Hall of Fame this season. So that's why I'm wearing my Troy Polamalu jersey. I'm a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and we're actually in the Hall of Fame game because don't quote me on this for sure, but I'm pretty sure we have 5 players going into the Hall of Fame from the Pittsburgh Steelers this season, and Troy Polamalu is one of them. I watched him growing up as a kid, so it like means a lot to me to see him going into the Hall of Fame because it just brings back a lot of memories of being a kid and going to the games with my family and just having a good time watching games with friends. So it's definitely exciting for me. So it is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys are the two teams in the Hall of Fame game today. And again, that's at 8 p.m. today. By the time you watch this, it'll probably already happen, but on Thursday, August 5th, 2021. So I'm definitely hyped up. For those of you that aren't used to watching my videos and don't really know who I am, I'm D-Webb. I sell NFL tickets. So it has me super excited for the NFL season to be starting up because, again, for people that aren't really big into the game, like big into watching the NFL but are fans, they haven't really thought about buying tickets yet, even though the season's been out for the season ticket holders since May 12th, and that's when they've been like on sale online. But most people haven't really been thinking about that yet. So now that the preseason will start, and I'm not saying like tonight everyone's going to get all excited and buy a bunch of tickets, but what it is now after tonight, especially people in Pittsburgh, if we win, everyone's going to be like, oh, did you see the Steeler game, the Hall of Fame game, we won, blah, blah, blah. And, like, there's going to be a big, like, ceremony announcing the players going in and everything like that. So, basically, it's just going to have the morale of fans and the excitement going toward the season now. So people are going to start looking up like, oh, when does my team play whoever, or like, is this team going to come to my city so I can buy tickets? So it just gets people's minds working a lot more. So again, a little thing for people who are selling tickets: don't think that just because the season's starting now that you have to lower your prices dramatically, because you really don't. Like, people are just now, like, most fans just now are going to start thinking about it, and honestly, I've done my research. Most fans don't even buy the tickets till a week to the day prior, so I wouldn't like stress out lowering your prices right away unless it's like the week 1 game maybe, because that's like about to be a month away. But long story short is, I'm just trying to say I'm super hyped up because the Steelers are playing the Hall of Fame game. People are going to start hearing about it. So, like, even if it's not this weekend, say you don't really watch the Cowboys and you don't watch the Steelers, so you don't really care to hear that, or hear about it. So, this coming up weekend, I think, is when the rest of the teams play on Saturday. So, Saturday and Sunday, I'm not sure exactly how it all works out, but I know they're all going to play this upcoming weekend. And then once your team plays and you start hearing people talk about the new rookies and just things like that, it's going to have you all excited to finally be able to buy tickets and go to the game. So it's just, for me, I'm excited because I know that profits should more than likely start to continue to go. Now, for me, I'm a ticket seller. Again, my name's D-Webb. I sell tickets to the Pittsburgh Steelers here at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and also to the Las Vegas Raiders out in Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. So for me, it's a big deal. I'm super hyped for the season to start. I want to start actually collecting money because for anybody who doesn't understand how the sales aspect works, for anybody like me that has the season passes and then relist them on the websites, they don't get the profits till a week after the event. Like, certain websites are better about it and they'll just pay you like pretty quickly, as I did on a video a couple days ago about how StubHub was super easy. I sold my Gold Cup Concacaf Gold Cup final tickets on there, and I got paid honestly within 36 hours. So I don't want to like say they're all going to take a week. It depends on the website and what the policies are. But most websites would just pay you out once the event happens, like the next day, as soon as they know that everything is finalized happened. Because right now, during this COVID and COVID pandemic, a lot of people don't know what's going on with events and if things will get shut down. Thankfully, we thought we were coming toward the end of it. That's why everyone's been selling their tickets and everything. But as everyone's been hearing in the news, there's this new Delta strain, and as far as I know, Las Vegas and Pittsburgh area is going to be starting up pretty soon, the mask mandates again. So vaccinated or not vaccinated, you're going to have to wear it. So regardless, that's going to kind of take a toll on tourism and going to shows again, because not everybody is going to want to be in that environment. But I'm still just obviously trying to stay positive. It's a new business to me. I've never sold tickets yet prior to this upcoming season. So I'm just excited to know that I have been able to list my tickets and that the season's coming and people will hear about it. Like, for example, as I stated, I sell tickets to the Steelers and the Raiders. So anybody who is looking for tickets, please feel free to branch out to me, because if you look online, for example, like the season opener to the Baltimore Ravens game at Allegiant Stadium against the Las Vegas Raiders, the cheapest tickets I think on any going website right now is just below 700. I want to say, like, most seats, and those are nosebleed, those are the cheapest seats on any website. So my seats are in the 200s. I'm mid-level, so I'm not saying I'll give you a better deal than the 700, but if you branch out and contact me through my comments and or just any other way, you can look up my website or email me, however you want to get a hold of me. If you do that and tell me the game you're looking for, and just basically tell me all the information of the game you want to go to, I will do the best that I can to give you the cheapest seats to that game. Like, again, my seats are in the 200, so I can't always say I'll go cheaper than anything online, but I will definitely go cheaper than my section. So please feel free to branch out. Most of my Steelers seats are already gone. I have some seats toward the end of the season still available, so always feel free to branch out. I'm more than open to talk with anybody. And another thing I do is I would like to expand my portfolio. So anybody who has season passes who wants to get rid of them, please feel free to branch out to me. I'm not going to need big details. I don't need to know if you're financially tight, if your family's grown and you don't have enough tickets, or if you're getting old and just don't want to go anymore. It doesn't matter to me what your reasoning is. I would just muchly appreciate you branching out to me, telling me. It doesn't have to be NFL strictly either. It can be baseball, hockey, football, or baseball, hockey, basketball, or football. It can be any of the four major sports. Just tell me what team it is, where your seats are located, what you're asking for. If you either want to get rid of the rights, I would more likely want to buy your rights. So you can just tell me what you want per seat for your rights, and we'll branch out to the team. Or even if you just want to get rid of them for that season, you can tell me what you want, and we'll go from there to make it work. And I will buy your tickets at just about sticker value, maybe a little more for certain games, but I want to be able to resell them for a profit. So it all depends on what team and what the market looks like. So please branch out to me with any questions like that. Again, I appreciate anybody who watches my videos. I never mean to babble on. I'm not the best at editing, so basically my videos are me straight through. If I ever get off topic or I start to stutter or just don't make sense, I try to fix it right away so that I'm just back on track. So I appreciate anybody's time that watches all the way through. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment on my videos. I'm more than happy to re-comment back and have some conversation with my fans, because I have very few fans right now. I'm hoping to grow, but I know that people can watch these videos from anywhere in the world, so I'm more than happy to have conversation with anybody who even has questions about the legality of selling tickets, because I've had people wonder about how it's legal, and honestly, I have just done Google researches and just done multiple other things like that, and honestly, I've never found anything about it being illegal, as long as you're not standing on the grounds of the event, the day of the event, upcharging tickets. So I don't know. I mean, every state has its own policy, so certain states it might actually be illegal in. I was strictly looking for Pennsylvania, and I didn't see anything about reselling tickets on StubHub or Ticketmaster being illegal. The only thing I would suggest for anybody trying to do it as a business or a company is create an LLC, and just, I've done a video on that, so you can look through my videos of how I created an LLC, and basically just from there you can pay your taxes and actually legally open up a business bank account and actually collect the profits without it looking weird. So I appreciate anybody I don't appreciate anybody I can help, but I want to help anybody I can. So I appreciate anybody who branches out with any questions or concerns, because I want to help anybody else progress through their business career, or just their trying to make a couple extra bucks on the side. Because none of these ideas are multi-million-dollar ideas, but what it is it's starting to become an income as you progress and make more and buy more. So again, I appreciate anybody's time. I'm so excited for the Steeler game at 8 p.m. It's against the Dallas Cowboys and the Pittsburgh Steelers in the season opener, first preseason game of the NFL season for the 2021 season. So it should be a big game. I know it's preseason, so a lot of people don't get super hyped about it, but I'm a big sports fan, and especially with Pittsburgh being in there, and one of my favorite players growing up is going into the Hall of Fame, so that makes it a big deal for me to want to watch. I want to see the little ceremony they do prior to the game. Hopefully, I heard that Troy Polamalu actually tested positive for COVID recently, so he's actually not allowed to be there in person, but I'm sure they will mention his name and have some sort of shout out to him, and maybe even a virtual sort of talk. But otherwise, I appreciate anybody who watches my videos. Again, please like, share, subscribe, comment on my videos, tell your friends to watch. So I'm D-Webb, and this is the Adventures of D-Webb Enterprises, LLC. Thank you very much for your time.